Did you start? Matt, did you start the meeting? Matt, did you start the meeting? Is it being recorded? Okay, I didn't hear it. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for coming. This is the Whittingham Homeowners Association Open Workshop Meeting for Tuesday, May 19th, 2025. Would you all please rise for a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Matt, can I please have a roll call, please?
Absolutely. Everybody hear me okay? Okay. Tom Clark,
Here.
Jay Respler,
Yeah.
Bob Brown, Kathy Dodano, Joe Atanasio.
Here.
Kathy Clark and Gleason.
Here.
And Jeff Simonson. And Matt Lubis, I'm here. Kristen Pariza is here and Susie Weingartner's here.
Okay. Before we go into the reports, I did want to let everyone in the room understand, because I've been getting a lot of questions on this in regards to why the doors are now closed. And I've seen a lot of people struggling with the doors, and it's unfortunate. But there was a complaint that was filed by someone in the community to the police and fire department, actually, who actually came down and noticed us that we had to have the doors closed because they are in violation of a code. The code that's in place means we have to have these doors all hooked up to magnetic releases to the fire suppression system, which the board will look into doing. But it's a very expensive proposition. It's probably going to run us about $20,000 to do this. And it's going to take some time to getting, the contractor and coordinating it. And of course, then we're going to speak with the treasurer because it's $20,000 that was unexpected. So I wanted to let you all know that's why the doors are closed, and there's nothing I can really do about it. We're going to just have to live with it the way it is right now until we can get it fixed. Okay. Matt, can we have a report, please?
All right, guys. Big crowd tonight. You're quiet. Spring is in the air, which means everything is going on all at once. Over in Whittingham, we got the roof project is almost done. We got 2 more buildings left. We got 42 Rutland, which are starting tomorrow, and that's going to be followed by 11 Rutland, hopefully next week, so we can wrap that up for the year. Project went very well so far. A lot of people are happy with new roofs, and we're happy to make them happy. I'm waiting for an update on the fitness equipment. Everything has been ordered to replace all the equipment in there. That was a lease that the board had approved already. So as soon as we have more information on the actual date, I'm thinking probably about 3 more weeks until we have everything in there. The town center parking lot, we've talked about a few times in meetings. The board approved doing some crack filling, some seal coating and restriping it, mostly the lower lot, not the long-term lot up there. That's going to start on June 10th through the 12th. We'll get some information out to everybody because we're going to have to do it in pieces, one section, then another section, another section. So everybody can keep coming in and out of here and use the facilities and get to the golf course and all that fun stuff. So we'll keep you posted on that. We'll send emails out and everything else. The outdoor pool painting, we're doing some work out there along some of the wood and the railings in the back that faces the golf course. Because if you play golf, you drive up there, it looks really, really bad. So they power washed everything. They started painting today, but it looks like they're probably only going to get in today and tomorrow before it rains again. So fun times. We're working really hard to try and get the pool all ready for the season and opening. We had a small setback last week that cost us a couple days. They fired everything up, and one of the pumps had a leaky seal. They had to take it out, put a new seal in, and bring it back. And that got put in around 4 o'clock on Saturday. He called me saying it was up and running. So we are working our best on that one. Pickleball courts is, as we know, that's approved. Just waiting on a firm date from the contractor. They told us early to mid-June, so I'll have more information tomorrow. I reached out to them this afternoon. And two other big ones we got going on. The condo privacy fences, we have the contract signed. We're working on getting them a deposit check. Once they have that, then they can order the materials and give us more of a time frame. But that project's going to go on for a couple months this summer and into the early fall, but it's going to be great. Last thing too, over in Whittingham, we're going to do driveway sealing of everyone's driveway and the parking areas, some crack filling as well. We're looking at mid-June is what they told me as of middle of last week, but that was before all the rain. So that may be a little bit pushed back, but we'll get that information out to everybody when we have it. And I'm getting tired.
Give everyone an update of where we are with the safety improvements we're looking to put in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So over for Whittingham, we ordered a lot of new signs, speed limit signs. We have very few over there, and the ones that we do have are very, very small that nobody could read. So we have about 26 new signs that we ordered. Hopefully they'll be here later this week or early next. And along with that, we're going to be painting some speed limit markings on the asphalt and refreshing some of the crosswalks and things like that. Try and slow people down a little bit if possible.
Okay. All right. Kristen, do you have a report for us?
I have a very long report. Let's see. This Wednesday, we have a bus going to the New York City Theater District. There are still a few seats available for $30 each. This Saturday, May 24th, we have Vito Picone and the Elegance at 7 p.m. here in the ballroom. There are tickets still available for that. This Wednesday is the last day to purchase tickets for our Memorial Day event that is catered by the Greenery. It's $20 per person and tickets are at the concierge. Saturday, May 31st, we have a movie scheduled at 1 p.m. The name of the movie is The Dig. Wednesday, June 4th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. here in the ballroom is our health fair sponsored by St. Peter's Hospital. The parking lot trunk sale is scheduled for Saturday, June 7th. Spots are filling up fast, so please fill out the form as soon as possible. Monday, June 10th, we have a bus going to resorts in Atlantic City. Right now, it is a wait list only. Saturday, June 28th, we have Jersey Transit Authority, a Chicago tribute here in the ballroom at 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale now for that. Wednesday, July 2nd, we have a bus going to Wind Creek Casino in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Tickets are $30 each and go on sale Tuesday, May 27th. Our August 20th bus trip to see Just in Time is sold out with a waiting list. And lastly, save the date for our 26th annual Arts and Crafts Fair, which will be September 28th, and the forms are available now.
Yes, good, Joe.
I have a question, Chris. There's been some people talking about the eating around the pool on Memorial Day. And someone has stated that you can only eat around the pool if you order from the restaurant.
No,
Just want to clarify that.
you're allowed to bring food from outside as well on Memorial Day.
Thank you.
Inside the pool area. Yes, like always. Inside the pool area at the tables. I'm not in the pool,
Yeah.
but at the tables. Like always. Yes.
Well, can we wait a little bit?
Always.
Of course, we're not getting on the record here. If the question is in regards to what's happening with the pool and yeah, this microphone isn't working very well tonight. Let me try this out. Is it a little better? Yes, I think it is. Okay. What we're going to begin doing, beginning on Memorial Day and throughout the season, is that the restaurant is going to begin serving food. He's going to have a pool menu. He's going to be allowed to bring food into the pool at the tables. He's going to have a juice bar. He's going to have all kinds of drinks for people. People want to order it. the food will be brought to you. We're only going to allow, the policy is to only have the restaurant food in the pool area. That doesn't mean that if you don't want to order restaurant food, you can't have anything down by the pool. You can. There'll be seating just outside the pool wall where we put tables for people. If they want to bring their own food in, you can eat it there, or you can have your food in the picnic grove area. Either way, it's allowed, but in order to try to make this program work with the restaurant and the pool menu, we're going to restrict it to just his food inside there, but you have options. So we're hoping that this is going to be a successful endeavor. A lot of people have been requesting this since the restaurant opened. So we're going to, it's an exploratory effort on our part to see if it's going to work. So we're hoping it's going to be successful. They are going to be responsible for the total cleanup of the restaurant. All that lies onto him. What's happening is just we're extending the restaurant's base into the pool area, so he'll be able to serve those customers if they want to. So I think it's going to be very successful. I think it's going to be a popular thing. A lot of people have been requesting this. So we no, well, wait until the forum and we'll get to the part then. We'll answer all the questions like we normally do. We're just trying to give you the information for now. There's going to be no vote on this. This is just a policy to us in the management to see if this works. If it doesn't work, it's going to stop. It's that simple. I mean, we don't have a contractual obligation to do this. We're trying just to make it more attractive, make this more like a country club lifestyle, which is how this community was sold. That was what was said when this community was sold. Enjoy the country club lifestyle. So that's what we're trying to imitate, that we have that all that here, and we're going to make it happen. So please, if you're going to come to the pool, order something and make it a success for the fella so that we keep a good vendor here and we can make this place really work. Any other questions? Anybody want to talk on that while I'm here? Okay. Let's go on to the next item here, which is the review of the April 21st, 2025 workshop meeting minutes. Everyone has them in the packet. Please review them. We'll take a vote on it next week. Okay, let's go to item number 7, which is new business. Matt did pass around tonight a couple of pieces of paper with some proposed policies. We're not taking any action on this tonight. This is purely for your information. We will vote on this next week. But what we have put together is an open house policy, again, based on request of residents, people who are selling their homes and trying to stay competitive with how the market is right now. It is a little tough out there to sell homes at the moment. It has slowed up a lot. So, I mean, this is for everyone. At some point, we may all want to sell our home and move on and do something else with our lives. This is just another tool to make that an easier process for the residents who live here. The other thing we're going to be talking about later on is also a policy in place for classes that are held here in the building. Now, we have classes that are free. There's no charge. That program will stay exactly as it is. But there are companies who are coming in and people who are charging for-profit fees to people to come to their classes, whether they're a yoga class, whether they're the aquatics in the pool area. They are putting a drain on the resources that we have here. They're expensive. And these companies are for profit, and we're extending our entire facilities. We're paying the rent, we're paying the electricity, we're paying the heating bills. In the pool area, which is very expensive, we have to have lifeguards in place. They cost us at least $30 an hour, if not more. So at the end of the season, that's a lot of money. It adds up to a lot of money. So we're going to ask these for-profit companies to begin paying us a fee for the right to be able to come in and do these services for people. Probably ultimately going to mean that if you have a class, if you're paying $10 a class now, you're probably going to be paying $12 a class. This is residents only. This is for the people who live here. So if there's a for-profit company that comes in and wants to offer services like classes and people are interested in attending, fine. But these companies that are for-profit will have to pay us a fee for the right to hold their classes here in our buildings. And that's what the policy is basically about. You all have it. If you read it at the forum part, if you have any questions, we'll try to explore it. If not, we're going to discuss it again next week when we actually take a vote on it. The next item, which is you have here, is the firehouse doors, which we spoke about. So I don't need to go into that. Installing concrete parking stops and bollards in the nurses area. Now, I don't know if everyone is aware of it, but a number of weeks ago, there was a accident over in front of the section of the building that has the nurse's office. Person was driving the car and lost control of the car, and the car went up onto the property and actually took down the flagpole and a light that was there. Thank God there was nobody walking on the sidewalk there at that time. So it made us look at it again and say, you know something, that's the only area of the entire building where there's head-end parking. So we're gonna have to do to protect that sidewalk. So if these cars are pulling in and they don't stop in time, or they hit the gas instead of the brake, which is what you hear all the time, these bollards will stop the cars, so we won't have a tragedy. So we're gonna award a contract to Johnson and Barron. I think it's for around $5,000 in order to put these bollards in there so that doesn't happen. So again, this is another expenditure that we didn't expect at the beginning of the year, but it's something we need to do. So the board had a good discussion about it, and we're going to move forward with that and put that in place. Anyone want to say anything on this? Okay. Let's go on to the next item, the irrigation startup repairs, irrigation specialist proposal. Matt, why don't I bump this over to you, because you're the day-to-day on this.
Yep. So as we all know, every year when the guys come around and they fire up the system, they find problems because it's an older system, and we have thousands of irrigation heads in the community over in Whittingham and around the clubhouse and everything else. So we asked them for a very detailed list this year with locations, which they provided for us, which was great. That kind of wasn't being done in years past. They were kind of go out and fix it and send you a bill. So we kind of changed things around a little bit. So if we want to go out and look and see where every single one of these heads is broken, we can. It'll probably take them about a week once they get the approval to fix everything. We cannot run that system until we fix everything, because you'll just see geysers all over the place. So if the board approves it next week, we'll get it in the works, and we'll get it done as quick as possible before the hot weather comes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Matt. All right, going on to item number 8, the financial update. Kathy, you have a quick update you want to give us on the financials?
And I'm going to repeat it again on the joint board meeting. Okay. We'll just do it now. Okay. So we had met on May 8th with our Budget and Finance Committee, and we provided a small report, a very short report. I just want to give everyone an overall feel for where we are our first quarter, March year to date. So our net income, we're going to talk WOA first. Our net income is $63,000, or 97% better than budget. That means we are under budget. But the future outlook, though, there are a lot of items that have not yet hit our budget. So it's not all rosy. There are many expenses that either have not yet been invoiced by the vendor. There are some scheduled projects that are to be completed in the coming months. So all of these, when you tabulate them, and I'll go through a few of them just to remind everyone, these will bring WOA basically back to the budget. So we will not be under budget. But basically, snow clearing expenses approximately 185,000 for 5 incidents of snowfall that occurred late December and early 2025 in January and February. That is why I hate snow. It's a very expensive proposition. Pool repairs and maintenance, of course, that's going to amount to approximately 25,000 to get the pool ready for 2025. These are budgeted items. Landscape improvements, approximately 24,000 for flowers to be replaced in the flower beds around the clubhouse, the main gate, and the Prospect Plains gate. We also talked about the leasing of fitness equipment. That is not budgeted. That's going to amount to approximately 15,000 this year and 18,000 for the 4 years thereafter. We had painting of the tennis and pickleball pavilions. Those are just general small items that are going to kind of give the budget a chance to catch up. So we won't be under budget. On the Whittingham Condo Association side, the net income also $105,000. That $105,000, again, better than budget. But the same applies here. There are a lot of expenses that have not yet been invoiced by the vendor. There's scheduled projects that have to be completed in the coming months. These also are going to bring condo to where the budget is. They had included drainage repairs for homeowners, for a homeowner. That was a $15,000 expense. There were additional repairs of lampposts and lighting on Winthrop Road. It was determined that a lot of the previous repairs were failing, and so we're finding that we're doing these over again. But for the most part, those are the main expenses that will bring us back to budget. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. All right, moving on, we'll go to item number 9 is old business. Since there is none, we have nothing to discuss. 10, we're going to the open forum. If anyone would like to come up to the microphone, please give your name and your address for the record. And please try to limit the amount of questions
minutes,
that
please.
you put here. We're not gonna give 20 minutes of information on one speech. All right, go ahead, Sandra, go ahead. Is the mic on, Sandra? There's a switch towards the base.
No.
It's in the middle? I don't know which mic you got there. Hold on. Kristen's gonna have come get.
Okay.
Got it.
Good evening, Sandra Cohen, 9 Winthrop Road. I have a few different things, so I guess I'll say it and then go online and say it and then go online. Okay. You were talking about signage and stuff, and I'm sure you're aware, but just in case, coming in from the Concordia Gate, it says 25 miles an hour, but you could hardly see it. I'm sure that's
Okay.
added into it.
What we're doing, Sandra, is we're going to be putting signage, additional signage up. And at some gates on the Schoolhouse Lane gate and on the Prospect, we're going to be putting large signs. Not these little things that people are passing. You're going to see a nice sign with some directions. It's going to have clear directions on how to get to the main
Excellent.
gate.
Can we put a sign up that says no trucks allowed? So they don't have to look and see, is it 12 feet, 5 inches?
Well, what we're also doing is we're painting on the ground. It's stenciling on the ground. If you've seen it in other communities, visitors only lane, residents only, so everyone will move to the proper place. So there'll be no trucks. It's only,
No, I'm
resident
talking
cars.
about the back gate, the Concordia Gate.
The Prospect Plains. Gate.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we're
Because,
doing that on all the
yeah,
gates.
okay, great.
All the gates. we're gonna be doing
All
that.
right, you were talking about eating at the pool, and I kind of didn't understand it. You're going to allow the greenery to serve food inside where the people are swimming in the,
Inside the gate of the pool, correct.
okay,
Not in the water, though.
no, not in the water? Oh, that's a good thing. So let me ask you this, why did you possibly decide to do that? You know that there was a reason why the health department didn't want us to do that, because there was always, people are not very, I don't know what doesn't matter the word I would rather use. Thank you, Kathy. But there were always mice, there were ants, there were all kinds of things that we found over the years. I mean, I'm here a very long time, that when people came with their own food, so for people to serve food there, I personally don't think it's a very good idea because of that kind of thing. We certainly have ample
30
seating
seconds.
outside the gate of the pool, which people, since the greenery is going to clean up and the community will clean up. I personally think that really is sufficient. That was done because we
15.
found there were
Okay.
going to be.
All right, Sandra, I
things.
mean, you're entitled to have your opinion on this, but we've spoken to many people and this is what's being requested.
Yes, of course, but we're
Um,
not talking about,
Well,
have these people been here when they see little mice? No, they haven't. Otherwise,
I've been in pool for 8 years. I haven't seen a mice yet. I mean, maybe they come out
Well,
late at
because you
night.
didn't
but
allow-
While I'm there,
Because you
haven't seen
didn't
anything.
allow food. Now you're encouraging.
well, it's gonna be thrown away in the garbage. So there's people bringing food in there now.
Okay, but
I
they're
mean,
not
so
supposed
it's
to.
nothing new. We're just offering another service for people who may want to take advantage
Okay.
of it.
I'm just saying that you're going to have an issue. People
all right.
have no idea of
That's your
what that issue
opinion
will
and
be.
you're entitled to it, but I'm not sure
I'm
if there is
giving
gonna
you
be
my opinion
an
from
issue
my
with that.
experience. Since you're telling me you don't eat inside the pool and you don't swim there, it's okay, you'll make the decision. But
Sandra,
everybody
let me
will
just-
want it, but it may not be the right
All
thing
right,
for us
all
to do.
right.
I just want to add that there will be, at the restaurant's expense, someone who's going to help clean up.
Busing.
Correct. They're going to
Okay.
be cleaning it.
Yeah.
And this is a trial period.
Okay.
We're going to try this. If
All
it
right.
doesn't work out, we may ask them
We'll
not to
stop
do it.
Okay. Um,
Okay,
oh, I'm
That's it.
sorry.
Thank
I'm
you.
Coming around the back. Okay, sorry.
16
next speaker, please.
Susan Kaplan, 67 Dawson.
Hi, Sue.
I was just wondering if the board might be willing to make a request to the golf board to kind of spiff up the driveway, I guess you would say.
I mean, the landscaping around their
pool.
building, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's very pretty in front. I have directly contacted, I think it was Richard, I forget his last name, and have in the past told them that their weeds facing the picnic tables were just disgusting. And so they came and sprayed them. And then we had dead brown weeds sticking up through their thing. But also if they could just put another planter or two along the side. I think people who are looking at our community sometimes don't go right to the front entrance. They'll come and see what the outside looks like, the pool area. And I think we could do a little better. So I was hoping maybe the board could make.
Okay, I mean, it's a fair
suggestion to
request.
them.
Yeah, we can talk to them about it, see if they
Okay,
could do
thank
something,
you.
sure.
Hi, I'm Stefan from 5 Dawson. We've been here about 1.5 years, my wife and I, we love it.
Great.
Couple things though, couple policy matters. One is the policies aren't really super clear on a lot of things. A lot of the policies are either unwritten or I can't find them or generally unclear.
Which policies are you
Or
talking, anything specifically you're talking about?
Speak into the mic, please.
Nobody knew what to do when we wanted to put a tree in our backyard. So
Right.
it has to be.
What was your
curb
address again?
trees, it doesn't matter. The issue is the 4 ladies in the front office, They don't know the poor ladies in the front office could use a little training on the policy. That's all I'm saying.
Adjust the
Excellent.
mic.
Okay.
Adjust the mic.
Yeah, there you go.
Susie knows the policy and can help you.
Huh?
Matt?
No, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's unclear. We thought we needed approval, a permit to put a tree in the backyard. We didn't, in a way. Right, but it doesn't have to be a curb tree. It's okay. We've just had issues around this. The other thing is the parking in this lot out here, $50 a month? I used to pay that when I parked at the train station to commute to
What?
Manhattan. It's $50 a month for parking in this lot.
For,
And
for
if,
long-term parking.
well,
Does
if
it-
you stay more than 2 days parked there, you get a ticket. We've gotten 2 of them. So the parking has an issue. We couldn't get a permit. We had neighbors sometimes, maybe they have a couple drinks, do the mature responsible thing. We park them in the parking lot down here. But we need a permit, but the last we checked, you can't get a permit on the weekend for guests.
I'm not
So then
following.
we
you.
have to
I'm
drive a
sorry.
car
I'm
down.
not following what you're saying.
Yeah, if you contact security, they can give you a permit on a weekend. Yes,
I
they
was
can.
told you have to go Monday through
Are
Friday,
you talking about an overnight ticket?
or if we need one for couple days, 3 days for guests.
No, all you have to do is call security, tell them your guest may be staying overnight, the arrival date, the departure date, okay? The name of the resident, the name of the driver, okay? And the security people will give you a tag like you would, if you checked into the Holiday Inn.
I tried to do this a month ago and I was told, no, I have to go at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday.
No,
So that they
that's-
can
that's
fill it out
incorrect.
and come to the
That's
office here and
incorrect.
get approval here.
Nope.
Nope, you can
Okay,
go
so
right
it
to
goes back to
security.
the unclear policies and people need a little training. Everybody's trying and doing the right
I
thing. but
appreciate
if
that.
They don't
Everybody is
understand
trying.
what to do, then we
30
get the runaround.
seconds.
Well, the best information, I mean, if you find something, you don't have something clear, just pick up the phone, call the manager's office and they'll help you out. That's what they're there for.
They try, absolutely. Okay, thank you.
If not, all our numbers are listed. You can call me. I'll take care of it.
Oh, my wife does the phone call.
Just him.
So.
I've no problem.
That's good to know. I had heard that it's not as easy to reach the office as it had been before, but I have not tried. Anyway, my name is Pam Rainey Lawler and I live at 71B Winthrop Road. I have a couple quick questions about our landscaping company. Have there been issues with immigration or ICE for any of those employees that you know of?
I'll call.
No? Good. The other question is, I'm interested in knowing that the employees make their minimum wage. How do we know that they're being paid the minimum wage?
From the landscaping company?
Yeah,
That's not our call.
excuse me?
That's not our call.
Well, listen,
Wait a minute, don't,
Maybe-
We hire the company. What their procedures are with their employees is their business, not ours.
yeah, but we pay them. They work on our behalf. That's not
okay.
that's not the right
We have,
answer.
we privatize that. We give that service out to LMS. They're the company who takes care.
I'm
We
sorry,
have
I-
a contract with this LMS.
Right, right.
Okay, and they hire the people. They have to follow the same state laws that we would have to follow. So, we don't look and go over their books. I mean, they're required by law to pay people minimum wage.
No, I know, and that's the answer that you've given over the years, but I don't know that that's actually the case, and it's not easy to find with the landscape company.
Well, I
The
mean,
people who work so hard, they're there all the time. I, as an owner, would like to know that they're making at least the minimum wage. So can you suggest how I can find that out?
Call LMS. Call the landscape.
No, but I couldn't reach them. So maybe I'll call you and you can tell me how to reach them.
well, we don't really know what their salaries are. We just have a contract with them. We don't know what they're paying their individual
Wouldn't
employees.
you like to know that the
No.
employee, oh, come on, people, give me a break. Those people work so hard in all kinds of weather. They should be, I do tip them. That's right.
All
I
right,
don't think this is I
all right.
don't think this is such a big deal.
I mean, all I can recommend to you is to
Yes, please.
call the company themselves. We'll get you their contact information. You
That's
can
great.
Call them And if you want to have that conversation with them, you're certainly free to have it.
Okay.
Or you can call the Labor Department up and see if they can help you out.
It just seemed
I
easier.
mean, we
than
don't
you
monitor
knew.
all that.
Okay.
We have our
guys,
own
settle
employees
down,
and
for
we
God's
take care
sake.
of that. That-
No, the other quick question. Do the people who are on Zoom get to participate in the forum? I can't remember whether they
Yes.
can apply
Yes.
questions.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they
should.
do?
They
Okay,
can.
great. Any other questions I have? I can see that we are, well, we won't get into it, but thank you. I appreciate your work.
Next speaker, please.
My name is Rita Horowitz and I live at 64 Birmingham Lane. I do love this community, by the way. I wanted to make a suggestion about upon hearing that there's going to be food served at the pool. I have never seen a mouse there, I have to say, and I'm living here 15 years. So, but I have seen carpenter ants and other insect life. And I would hope that because food will be served now at the pool, they will have a regular exterminator coming in to check the premises and to spray if needed.
Yes, we have a
Does
contract.
everybody agree?
We have,
We already have that in place.
we already have a exterminator company under contract. They come once a week.
Well, I don't know, I've seen a lot of ants there, but,
Oh,
okay, and the other thing is many times I come in what I call the back gate, the gate that faces Concordia. And many times there are layers of cars because they don't realize that it's not a residence gate and they don't know what to do. They roll down their window and they point and they, my suggestion is, because recently it came to my attention that the main gate's address is 160 Half Acre Road. And if somebody comes to the back entrance or the side entrance, perhaps there could be a notice put up that the main gate is at 160 Half Acre Road. Just a suggestion.
yeah,
That's the sign
this,
that you talked about
excuse me,
earlier.
this goes into what we were talking about before. Putting in all the stenciling and noticing and signage up. We're addressing that. In fact, we ordered the signs, I think, just last week.
Yes.
You're gonna have at all the gates, the address 160.
Ah,
It'll be
okay.
there.
I'm
It'll be
sorry, I
there's
didn't
gonna-
realize
There's
that.
gonna
I
be a
thought it was
map
just
showing people
danger
they don't have
and,
GPS.
warnings.
Okay,
I didn't realize that you were gonna put
Yeah,
up the
we're
address
aware.
160 Half Acre Road so that people know where to go when they can't get in that gate.
Yes.
That's it, thank you.
you're welcome. All right, next speaker, please. Well, I've got,
Hi. Hi, I have two more things, so I
Go
have
ahead.
one and then I'll get online again. I need something clarified on the class. There are people who give lessons in the community. Some of them are paid. A person lives in the community, they give a class. Can non-residents come to those classes?
no,
No?
all the classes that are held here are for residents only.
Does anybody know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to put that in the newspaper. So that's if they're paid. If they're not paid and they give it of their own free time and everything, can non-residents come?
No,
No, okay, but there are non-residents who will come to the community to take classes here.
no.
Yes, so you just have to put it in the newspaper in bold print because there are. Can I ask my other question while I'm
Go
here?
ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. I put in a request, Sandra Cohen, 9 Winthrop Road. I put in a request last year for seeding and mulching and whatever you have to do. I'm living here over 20 years. I never have grass. Everyone says it's because your trunks of the trees, they want to cut down the tree. That's not true. So I spoke to, I think it was Susie last year, and it was too late to do it, to replant something and to seed and everything. So she said she would do it in the spring. It is now the spring. Susie did write me something in my text me that they're going to do whatever they have to do. Now I understand that they have to have a proposal first. The proposal was from last fall, and because it was winter, they couldn't do it. So I really don't understand. Could you explain that to me, somebody? Please.
All right, they're gonna answer you.
Seating in Whittingham is not part of the contract, so we need a proposal to see how much it's going to cost before we do the work.
Well, it's not only seeding. There's no, every year I do the same thing. I call, I speak to them, they're gonna seed, they're gonna turn up, because there's no soil there. So you're gonna have to have a proposal. But why did you say it was gonna be done if they have to have a proposal?
Because it's probably gonna be, I mean, it has to be done. We have to seed. We just need to know the cost.
Do you have any
So we
idea?
get- No, we have a list, an ongoing list of everybody that needs seating.
Do you have
so
any
we get
idea
one.
when that will be?
I have to check with Renata because she handles that list.
Okay, thank you so much,
You're
Susie.
welcome.
Is anyone else back there?
A couple more behind. Hi, good evening. My name is Kieran Esposito. I live at 11B Rutland Lane. And just had a quick question or a comment. Recently, you've announced, made some of the improvements to the exercise room. You mentioned past meeting and this meeting that the new treadmills are coming and then they're going to be leased and so forth. I'm here on behalf of a very small group of people who use the room on the other side of the aisle there, of the hallway, the weight room, the exercise room. And we're just interested in wanting to know how we can start a dialogue of how we may be able to make some modest improvements to that room. So if talk separately or contact somebody separately by email or phone call, just how we could just start a dialogue.
What I would suggest to you is, for yourself and the people you're talking with, put together a list of what you think the improvements you would like to see there. Submit it into the management, and he'll get a copy to the board. And then when we caucus, we'll have a discussion about, those items.
Easy enough. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Mark Lindell, 15 Trent Road. As nice as the landscaping is at the front gate now with the knockout roses over there, those plants have a tendency to grow high. And I come out of Harwood all the time, and give it another week or so, and they're going to be over the sight line of the hood of a car. They have to be trimmed back on a periodic basis. Also, in this room, somebody mentioned to me that we have probably 5 different types of bulbs in the ceiling, and probably some of them are still incandescent floodlights. We have somebody come around and make sure every light in this room are LEDs and save us some money, but also they're also consistent wattage. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
One more.
One more behind you?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Liz Apelli, 5 Dawson Lane. I've spoken to quite a few of you in the last few months for the problems that I've had at the office with the policies constantly. First, it was my hot water heater. I got a call that I could not install it. It was in the middle of November, 32 degrees, and someone said I could not have my hot water heater installed. Yes, don't look at it. After 5 phone calls, a post on Facebook, someone came to my house and said, that is not true. You are allowed to have your hot water heater installed. It's an emergency, whatever. So that's the first thing. Referring to what my husband said before about the parking, my husband went down to the security gate to get a parking permit because we knew we were going to have the cars in the lot for the weekend. We then proceeded to get not 1, but 2 tickets, because we were told that we could not get a permit on the weekend, that the person who was giving the permits was only there during the week, starting at 7 a.m. Another round of phone calls, 5 or 6 phone calls. Susie then emailed saying that the tickets were going to be canceled. But again, another round of phone calls. Then came the tree incidents that nobody knows anything about the trees. How are we supposed to specifically, I understand you're only allowed to have 5 trees or whatever's on the tree list. When you fill out that form, it was told that we had to have a specific tree. How do we know out of those 5 trees, what's going to be in the nursery when we go to get one? As long as it's one of the 5 trees, why do I have to have a specific name? Again, 5 phone calls, 5 board members to get that straightened out. After that's getting straightened out, I have to call about the backyard trees. We were told it had to be the same, one of the 5 same trees in the front, which after 5 phone calls was not true. You can put any tree in your backyard. Every time I have to fill out a form, it takes 5 phone calls to 5 different board members to get a straight answer. And every time we're told that they know the policies, they don't. Because I'm here and I'm making phone calls to you guys every month for something. I'm trying to make my home better. We're trying to improve the landscape. I'm trying to make the neighborhood look better. And every time it takes me 5 phone calls to 5 different members to get a straight answer. And it's not the office's fault.
30 seconds.
Because they don't know the answer either, because it changes. I don't understand what the problem is. Why do I have to make 5 phone calls every time I need something done?
Have you spoken to anybody from the Greenbrier Board?
I've spoken to everybody, the tree guy, I've spoken to everybody. That's how the problems have gotten solved, but I shouldn't take 5 phone calls.
Well, you're speaking to the right board. We are not the Greenbrier Board,
I understand.
but management is always there to help. Are you speaking with the management on a regular basis?
Susie knows me.
She
My
knows you by name.
husband's up,
That's
my
terrific.
husband's up there all the time.
All right. So let's see
It's
if we can
just,
straighten it
we
out.
moved here. It's a beautiful development. We have friends. It's beautifully taken care of. But every time I want to make an improvement, it's a hassle because nobody knows what the story is.
Okay.
So I just, everybody says, call the office or call the gate. They know what they're doing, but nobody does.
Okay.
So it's a frustrating thing. And for people moving in here, like we moved in, I never thought, never lived in an HOA before, but I didn't think it was going to be a hassle to try to improve everything.
Okay, your point is well taken.
Thank you.
One more.
All right.
I promise, and then that's it. Tom, I remember, I don't know, last year, the year before, I don't remember. You made a statement, everybody went insane, but I didn't go insane. You said that you, meaning the board, should be charging for people, non-residents to come here on the weekends. You said that. Yes, you did. And I thought at the time it was crazy, but I don't think it's crazy.
Sandra, I don't
now.
know what you're talking about. I'm quite honest with you.
You don't? Well, I didn't make that up. It's very crowded. So my question is, are you allowed to
We're all
say?
looking a little baffled
Sandra?
because I don't think I
Yes.
heard that either.
Can you clarify charging for what? Because none of us have any
Okay.
recollection.
Tom had said, I guess there was a financial thing, and Tom had suggested that perhaps we should charge for non-residents, like your children or grandchildren, when they come in, to be charged for the day.
No.
Well,
no,
just a minute, don't say no.
I can tell you, Sandra, that conversation never happened at this board.
Listen, I didn't make it up because I thought it was
You mean
crazy.
to use the
Yes.
facilities, Sandra?
What?
To use the facilities, to use the
Conversation never
pool?
happened.
I'm
And that
sorry?
one, you mean charging to use the facilities and charging to use the pool?
Yes, the outdoor pool on the weekends.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
We never
well,
had-
that's what was said. And believe me, I
That might have
said,
been a misunderstanding on your part,
I
but
don't
absolutely
think
not.
so, but I have a question. My question is, there are a lot of young people who are moving in and it's really great. Everybody's walking and I don't like the motorcycles flying by at 100 miles an hour. I have to tell you that. Everybody's riding bikes. It's really great. Having said that, and I know the answer. You're not allowed to save seats at the pool. Is that correct? Does that still stand?
I
Yes,
don't know.
no?
I'm having trouble following you. You seem to be, all over the place
No,
here.
if I come to the pool and there are, nobody's at the seats and nobody's in the pool, but there are 5 seats that are taken with magazines and books, are you allowed to do that? If they're not in the pool? People come at
No.
11 o'clock in the
No.
morning. I know the answer
We've-
is no.
We've asked them not to. We've recommended that they do not do that, but people will be people. And unfortunately, yes, occasionally we will see someone do that. We don't encourage it.
But
That is
what do you do?
unfair to others.
Right, because if I come to the pool, I'm a swimmer in the morning. So usually I don't have a problem. But I came with a friend who is a disabled person who lives here. And we came to the pool and we couldn't get a seat anywhere. And there were a million children. I mean, I had my grandkids here when they were younger. They had X amount of time. I couldn't hold a million seats for them. So what happens to the people who live here?
Well, first of all, children aren't allowed to come in until 1 PM.
Right, but they come in.
It's not
1
early in
p.m.
the morning, as you just said.
No, I'm talking about when I have to bring somebody. Unfortunately, some of the people that I know are not able to come by themselves. So I will drive them and I'll walk them to, it'll be 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30. There are no chairs or no seats on the weekend, not during the week. And during the week, nobody's there. My question is, how many chairs are you allowed to reserve without
None.
anybody sitting there?
None.
None.
So you're really
None.
not
Thank you, Joe.
allowed to, again, as a courtesy to your neighbors, we would like everyone to come to the pool, and when they come, they take their seat. If there are no seats available, there's nothing we can do. We don't encourage people to save seats. We would like to ask people and remind them that your neighbors have every right to have a seat. And when your friend comes 3 hours later, they'll find their own seat.
Okay.
It's not something
Can
we
you-
encourage,
can you-
but we can't police everyone.
You know,
1:30
We
is
can
when
only
children
ask
are
for
allowed to come to
courtesy.
the pool?
After 1 o'clock, children are
Okay,
allowed.
nobody knows that.
Sure, that's in the rules. We put that out all the
Listen,
time.
it may be in the rules,
Oh, it is in the
but you
rules.
have
We
to
put
put
we
it
just
in the
sent it out.
newspaper in bold print every year.
Write an article and submit it. The Pulse.
I don't need to write an article, thank you.
nice.
You're the board. You have to you just have to
An
encourage
observation is
those.
allowed in the Pulse. You make an observation about something like
All right.
that,
Okay,
post it.
all right, all right.
Sure.
Thank you,
it's-
son.
There is a sign that says,
Thank you. All right, thank you. All right. Sandra, thank you for your time. All right, we have anyone else here? Are you
you
speaking?
think you could control your group?
Let's be courteous to our
Please come up.
neighbors, please.
Okay, is anyone behind you here speaking? All right.
We're both really quick.
All right, I'm gonna end it with you and then I'm gonna go to Zoom. So he's the last speaker. So go ahead, man.
Dale Blum, 7 Wellfleet. Just an FYI, I know there's a parking pass for people who don't live here that are friends or family relatives, and you can get a pass upstairs for $20 for 2 years. Okay, I know that's true. Can you just put in the newspaper repeatedly? A lot of people have forgotten about that. That's it. Yeah, it's $20 for 2 years. And they don't have to wait through the gate. They can go in right with the barcode.
Per
Okay.
barcode.
I just wanted to say thank you, board, for Country Club Living. I'm so excited for food at the pool. I've been craving it. Now, can they serve beer and wine there too? Next, that can be the next agenda item.
We're looking for busboys. You interested?
All
We're
right,
looking
thank
for
you for your
busboys. You
time. Thank you,
interested?
sir.
Customers?
We're looking for busboys. You interested?
Yeah, I'll
Just
do
kidding.
it.
Just kidding.
I'll do it.
All right. Matt, what do you have up for us at Zoom?
Okay, Zoomers, we got a bunch on here. Robin Kessler from 50 Westboro Lane wants to know how we can fix the terrible lineup when people come to the main entrance. I think we talk about that all the time, and we haven't really come up with a great solution. It ebbs and flows. There's sometimes it's really busy and there's sometimes nobody's there. We do realize, we made some changes with some of the holidays by keeping the gates up to try and help things out. And as I just mentioned, you can get some barcodes for $20, is it, for 2 years? Yeah, So that could help some of your residents get in.
Matt,
There's no
Matt.
solution to it.
Well, let me just remind everyone, the problem really occurs because people don't call the security desk, the security office, before their guests are arriving. And I hate to say they forget. And then what happens is security calls them and they don't answer. They're outside in the yard, they're wherever in the home, they don't hear the phone. So now security has to call a second number and sometimes a third number. So please, part of the problem is that people are not calling security in advance. Please do that. That will definitely reduce the lines.
Sure. Okay, what else you have, Matt?
Oh, we got a couple more. There's a couple questions on Zoom about us distributing the open house policy and the policy for renting out the rooms. That's going to get emailed out to everybody tomorrow, and we'll have some copies at Concierge so you can review it. It'll be a full almost 9 days between our next joint meeting when the board talks about it again and possibly approves it. So we will get that out to everybody. I'm not aware of this. So we got Debbie Harbakin, 69B Winthrop, was asking for a few years. We have requested benches be placed strategically around Whittingham and Winthrop for safety of residents walking in the event they are tired, heated or ill, and it was approved by the former board and management, but nothing's been done. Can it be revisited? I'm not aware of it. Are you guys aware of anything with benches?
Well, there are a few of them around, but there are a few, but and that's generally open area where they are placed. I don't think there's, anywhere else will probably fit, but.
Yeah, Debbie, if you're listening, can you reach out to one of us in management and kind of give us an overview of where you think we may need some more?
Okay.
I answered that one. Janine, you're asking about the open house policy, if we could quickly review it. It's going to get emailed out, so I think you can, review that and all the residents can. And if you have any questions, you can attend the joint meeting next week. Margie Bales, 32 Sherwood, is asking us about the indoor hot tub. We have had a problem with the heater in the indoor hot tub. The repairman is finally coming tomorrow, so hopefully we can get that fixed. Seems like it's just an igniter. But yes, you're correct. It's been down for a little while. Another question about why was the bulk pickup not mentioned? We've emailed that information out a whole bunch of times. And if you're having problems pulling up the attachment or anything on your iPhone or iPad, I mean, we can help you at the office do that. A lot of people have a little issue downloading some of that stuff, but we can walk you through it if you want to stop by.
What is the date again for the bulk pickup?
Bulk pickup is, what is it? This Saturday coming up.
The 24th, this
The
Saturday.
24th.
All right, and we allow people to put the stuff out the night before, correct?
Yep. And we actually, you can call resident services if you need help bringing things out and schedule that. A lot of people have. We've put that in the advertisements as well. It's not free, so just wanted to throw that out there if you didn't know.
Okay, great. Anything else?
One more about residents offering their services or programs for a fee. Again, that's in the policy. That proposed policy will be drafted, we'll be sending out to everybody tomorrow. What else do we have? My time's up. I didn't know I got timed out, guys. You're funny. This is another question from Phil Ginta at 89 Leads about the gates. We did have one gate operator that was down over the weekend. We'd never seen it before. A big bolt basically snapped in there. So we did block that gate off, which probably did create a little bit more traffic there. But if we left that wide open and not coned off, we wouldn't be able to check people coming in. They'd speed right by. So we did filter them all over to the resident side. Apologize, but that's probably the best way to be able to check people coming in. You have an open gate, they're going to come flying right in. I hope I got everybody on this long list.
Busy night.
Yeah, busy night. And Erwin, I see Erwin's message about trees. That's a Greenbrier board issue, and Susie is dealing with the Greenbrier board on that and has got a proposal for it. I think that's all I have. I hope I got everybody.
Okay, Kathy's got a little information. She did a little homework while she was sitting up here based on one of the questions. So Kathy, what do you have in regards to the question that was raised about finding out if these people are being paid minimum wage or not?
I understand your concerns. I did look up the New Jersey Department of Labor does not legally require an HOA to ensure that its vendors are paying their staff minimum wage. So it's not a requirement of the HOA to ensure. We can talk to the vendor. All they can do is say to us, yes or no.
Or none of your business.
Or none of your business, exactly. But we're not legally required to do that. I definitely share your concern, but it is out of our hands. Any vendor that we hire, we encourage them to, I mean, obviously, New Jersey will enforce their own policies upon them.
Okay, anything else, Matt?
Nope, I think that's it on Zoom.
All right. Well, I'll close the open forum, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Jay, second by Joe. Okay, thank you all for coming. We appreciate your